The year is 2088. The city stretches endlessly in all directions, rising in spires of glass and biometal, illuminated by shifting neon advertisements and the quiet buzz of drones. Despite the futuristic advances, the basics of survival haven't changed. People still wake up every morning, worry about how to pay for shelter and food, and try to find a little happiness in the process. Imagine stepping into the life of Maya, a working citizen with an average city job and an ordinary ambition, to make it through each month with enough left over for a small luxury or two. The city pulses with millions of others like her, all living stacked above and below, each with their own silent calculations of salary and expense, all connected through the grid, but separated by the invisible ladder of wealth. Maya wakes up to her apartment's morning light simulation at 6:15. Her living pod, a compact yet cleverly designed space 54 floors above ground, automatically switches on the air filter that she pays for by the hour. The air isn't included in her rent package for more than 12 hours a day. For every extra filtered hour, credits disappear from her account, and so she calculates, will she work from home today and spend more on oxygen, or head to her shared co-working hub where the air is covered by the tenant's fee? Her rent takes the biggest cut from her budget, nearly half her salary each month for just a modest unit, with a virtual window view and shared laundry. Still, she is luckier than many lower floors, mean cheaper rent, but also more chemical particulates, more noise, and a constant sense of damp. Sometimes she remembers stories from her grandmother about open windows and actual breezes with nothing but trees to filter the air. Now, even the idea of a real plant in the apartment is a monthly subscription with smart soil and waste disposal. Once she's poured herself a synth coffee, real beans are for the rich. Maya navigates to her work terminal. Virtual services are essential. She pays for seamless, high-speed connectivity, professional software access, several augmented reality overlays, secure data storage, and a privacy bundle that promises to hide her preferences from advertisers. It all adds up quickly. Skipping such services isn't an option if you want a job. Her workday includes dozens of meetings in immersive VR, data visualizations that float in her living space, and short breaks where she switches over to streaming music, all behind a paywall. If she wants premium entertainment or true news feeds without censorship, she splurges. But most months she settles for the basic package and watches her credits closely. By midday, hunger is impossible to ignore. She cycles through her food options. Synthetic meals are the staple for everyone except the wealthiest. Balanced nutrition, engineered flavors, and textures that try to imitate real food, but never quite succeed. For about 10 credits a day, she gets enough calories. Rarely, she'll buy organic eggs or hydroponically grown tomatoes at the market stalls on the 82nd floor plaza, where prices are 5 times higher than for synth food. But she considers it a personal reward for a tough work week. The taste reminds her that something simple, like a ripe peach, can feel more luxurious than any designer outfit. Back to work, and the hours pass in a blur. On her break, she messages with friends who live in another sector. Even casual communication relies on paid services now. The cost isn't high, but nothing is free, and every subscription chips away at her budget. Her health insurance is state-mandated. The basic package is built into her taxes and offers automated checkups, telemedicine bots that scan her vitals and prescribe nutrients, but anything more complex needs supplemental coverage. This month, she hopes not to use it. The last time she needed advanced dental care, it cost her an entire week's salary. Later, she stretches, considers a short trip across town to visit her partner. Transport is fast and automated, with Hyperloop tubes and vertical shuttles, but every journey is tracked and billed, the price fluctuating with time, distance, and congestion. Most of the time, she sticks to her basic monthly pass. Express rides or private pods are for emergencies only. Some nights she walks along the internal corridors, enjoying city views via AR windows, knowing that every physical movement, upstairs, downstairs, across sectors, involves hidden costs in wear and tear or micro-tolls. As the day winds down, she debates an evening treat. A visit to a rooftop park or a physical gym session is a splurge, often requiring advanced booking and a small fee for everything from fresh water to locker access. Her clothing wardrobe is mostly digital, changing styles with a subscription. But she sets aside credits for a new physical garment every quarter, often recycled materials infused with sensors and smart fabrics. Little things add up quickly. Maintenance for her pod, urban infrastructure taxes, environmental fees for waste disposal, even a silent charge on her account for the city's AI emergency system that quietly monitors for disasters. It all flows out in a stream of microtransactions, so regular that most people don't even notice anymore. At the end of every month, Maya reviews her expenses. Rent and air consume the largest portion, followed by food, then virtual and personal services. Taxes and city maintenance take another bite. Health and insurance, a necessary but resented expense. A few times she's been able to put aside savings for a vacation or an unexpected medical bill. More often, little is left after a handful of small luxuries. Each choice real coffee, a day with unlimited filtered air, a new pair of shoes instead of the digital equivalent shows clearly on her balance sheet. Most of her friends are in similar situations. They laugh about the price of breathing and the thrills of hunting for tiny savings. Scheduling showers at lower-cost off-peak hours, holding out for promotion codes, sharing game subscriptions. This is ordinary existence in the city of 2088. For those with specialized professions or multiple income streams, comfort and even a degree of luxury is possible. Private air domes, true gardens, bespoke cuisine and artisan-crafted clothes. For most, though, life is a constant balance between the essential and the optional, the practical and the fleeting pleasure of a small indulgence. Each credit has a story, and every month is a negotiation between stability and joy, savings and survival. The megacity is an endless machine of opportunity and demand. For Maya, it means learning to find hope and meaning not in the big purchases, but in the small moments. A message from a distant friend, the smooth taste of a rare fruit, or one day where the balance sheet works out just right and she can finally breathe, both literally and figuratively, a little easier. Sometimes Maya imagines what it would be like to live with fewer worries, to wake up without calculating hours of filtered air or scanning her bank account before deciding on her breakfast. She wonders if her grandparents felt richer, even with less technology, simply because they didn't have to think in these endless little numbers. In her city, the conversations around money are constant, muttered in elevators, whispered in digital chat rooms, or displayed as memes on shared AR walls. Tips for stretching credits, warnings about sudden hikes in air rates, stories of someone who found a hacked loophole to get extra hours of filtered air before the authorities patched it. Even groceries spark debate, with people trading locations of street vendors who still sell real produce at nearly affordable prices, or arguing if synthetic chicken has gotten tastier this season. Her partner, Leo, has a slightly higher income and sometimes covers a treat or a special night out. When they split expenses, they negotiate not just about where to go or what to do, but about bandwidth upgrades for better virtual evenings together, or who should buy the next week's cleaning service for the shared pod. Relationships, too, are shaped by city economics. Some couples move in together mostly to save on rent and air, and friendships deepen over shared streaming accounts and bulk grocery deliveries. People rarely talk about wanting to get ahead as much as wanting to stay afloat without sacrificing small joys. Every once in a while, Maya indulges in something extravagant. Maybe it's a music night at a live venue, a rarer and rarer luxury, since broadcast AR concerts are 10 times cheaper, or one of the famous sky pools high above the city, where entry is the equivalent of a week's groceries, and the real draw is the open roof where stars are barely visible through the haze. She always weighs the cost with care, knowing that for every luxury, something else will have to wait. But it's worth it for those brief moments when life feels less squeezed, more open. The truth for most citizens is that survival in the megacity is an intricate balancing act. The average salary is stretched to its limit by fixed expenses and the creeping rise of services that used to be free water, security, a view of the real sky. Saving money means meticulous planning, automatic reminders for expiring subscriptions, group buys, off-peak travel, and a constant search for cheaper alternatives. Some take on side work, night shifts in virtual control rooms, teaching remote classes, or beta testing new apps. The city always offers more ways to earn, but each takes more time, more energy, and yet never quite feels like enough. Yet despite the pressure, there is also a strange kind of resilience among ordinary people. They savor the victories, however small a week without going over budget. A rare bonus at work, a forgotten free hour of air credited back unexpectedly. In a city where every breath, every meal, every interaction has its cost, moments of connection and laughter matter more than ever. For Maya, as for millions of others, it's these simple pleasures, carefully chosen and fiercely protected, that make city life in 2088 not just bearable but truly worth living. On weekends, Maya sometimes visits the lower districts, not out of necessity but curiosity. There, the city feels heavier. The air is thick and restless, the walls stained with the residue of cheap scrubbers, and movement slower, more deliberate. Street markets bustle beneath synthetic canopies, neighbors form tight networks for survival, and a raw energy pulses through communities forged by shared hardship. Young people hustle in pop-up repair shops, fixing outdated tech, coding basic drones to scrape together extra credits. Maya admires their adaptability, but also senses an undercurrent of fatigue. Here, every day is a negotiation with necessity. Every luxury is fleeting. Still, laughter is louder, kindness more visible. Perhaps, Maya often thinks, scarcity teaches old lessons about solidarity that tower living can erase. She notices the divide growing each year. Those on higher floors with wider digital access and cleaner air discuss investments in adaptive AI plants, membership in private art clubs, and the convenience of paid personal assistants. On the lower floors, conversations revolve around special food credit exchanges, mutual insurance pools, or rumors about reform proposals from distant city officials. Everyone is trying to shape their world with the tools available, but choices are dictated by invisible borders of altitude and access. The city's algorithms reinforce these patterns, nudging offers and opportunities to those with the right credit rating, adjusting recommendations with silent efficiency. Sometimes Maya wonders how much of her life is guided by her own decisions and how much by the invisible hands of networked intelligence. Even leisure is defined by cost and access. In her free hours, Maya might visit a community cinema, pay a micro fee for public parks, or join a shared meditation session streamed to portable screens. Volunteer work, though unpaid, often brings genuine satisfaction. A chance to teach coding basics to children, help retrofit apartments for greater efficiency, plant virtual gardens in common AR spaces. These moments remind her of something simple and essential that survives the city's relentless monetization. She tries to hold on to these glimpses of generosity and purpose, even as each message from her bank or city utility reminds her of overdue payments or new surcharges. Change comes slowly, often drowned out by the stability of routine and the inertia of pricing models. Maya watches as her neighbors adapt, forming savings clubs, switching jobs, or sometimes leaving the city altogether for new, experimental habitats built on floating platforms in the ocean or in reclaimed wilderness zones. There, the promises are freedom from air fees, access to unfiltered water, and genuine silence. But the risks are immense and the unknowns daunting. Most people stay, convinced that the megacity offers the best hope for safety, work, and a future that, despite its costs, still sparkles with possibility. Still, every now and then, the city shifts. A new law reduces air surcharges for a season. A civic dividend credits public service volunteers. A breakthrough in nutrition technology lowers the price of real fruits for a month. These small changes send ripples through daily life, making the city's pressure less constant, hope a little more tangible. Maya is quick to seize such fleeting advantages. She banks what she saves, treating herself to a small luxury, sharing her good fortune with a friend, or putting just a few credits toward the faint dream of bigger things. The rhythm of giving and taking, of loss and gain, becomes second nature. Above all, Maya discovers how to live with a kind of lightness that no amount of fees or restrictions can take away. Her longing for more is balanced with gratitude for what remains. An unexpected smile, a kind gesture, a brief moment of connection that costs nothing but means everything. In the city of 2088, survival is an art, and ordinary people are its quiet masters.